We always have her sit first because she loves to play this game. Therefore, if you make sure that she waits for your permission, no. See how she's anxious and she wants to go there? You can either say no and make sure she stays there just by using a little bit of leash tension like that, or you could say no and say okay, reset her by doing a little circle, and then to allow her to go on the mat, pat her chest and say no. She really wants to go to that mat. She loves it so much. Go to your mat, and then you say down. And then if you just practice this exercise where, good, she stays down no matter where you walk, you always reward her like that. Put the food on the mat, she takes it off the mat, not out of your hand. And she stays down like this, whichever direction you walk. And you know, she is a puppy, so she's easily distracted. There's flies out here, and she's smelling smells on the mat. But as long as she stays there and continues to refocus on you, see I'm walking around both ways twice before I reward her again. And she gets a reward when you are done. Always reward her from in front like this. Good. And you can, if you're in a fenced yard like this, you can drop the leash. And you only, of course, only drop the leash or let go of the leash when you're in a secure yard. You never do it out in public. So you can walk around in a much wider circle if you want, that sort of thing. Good. You can do more difficult things for her to handle, which, for example, would be if you're in a yard, leave the yard. And this is extra hard for her because I'm going behind her to leave. If you're ever going to do something that's difficult for her to do, you can always remind her what you want her to keep doing by saying down. See how she turned her body? I'm not going to allow that. Say no. Pick up the leash. Okay. You can reset her just by doing that. And down. Now she's straighter. Down. We don't want her wiggling around like that. There's a lot of noises here, lots of distractions. Okay. So if this happens at your house, you just continue to stick with the program. Down. Resetting her until she's doing it correctly. And then you continue the exercise. Down. She can look, but she can't turn around. I'm leaving. See how she turned around? I'm not going to accept that. Nope. This is really hard for her to do. So I'm going to show you, because this is likely to happen to you, where she's making mistakes. You say no. Come on. Okay, this way. And you continue to reset her. Down. Now that she's back on track, we're going to try this again. Down. So if she's having a problem with something, I'm not going to go all the way out. I'm just going to do it in increments. So the first gate, I go out and she does a good job. So I'm going to come back and reward her. Good. Good. Always say good right when you give her the reward. So this time I'm going to go a little bit farther out. Down. Open this gate but not walk out yet. So I'm just doing it step by step. See what step of this would trigger her to make a mistake. Good. Good. Always when you reward her the food, say good at the same moment. Down. Lots of birds around too. This makes it harder because she likes to chase birds, but she knows she's not supposed to leave that mat. I'm going to go all the way out, leave the yard. And she made a mistake before, but after just a couple of minutes, she succeeded. She's got bugs, birds, loud noises, me leaving the yard. Everything's happening at once. Good. So I gave her an extra big payoff of the Natural Balance sausage, which she loves. And that was a big success. And you saw exactly how at first she was a little bit unfocused because we just started the exercise. We've probably only been here for 5 minutes. And then I broke it down and step by step. and did a little bit at a time to work up to where she made the mistake before to get a success. So before I bring her off the mat, since that was so good, I'm one more reward because I want this to end on a real high note for her. And every day you do something like this, even if it's just 5 minutes, she's going to get better and better, be able to focus more and more. When she comes off the mat after doing something like that, that extra bit of calmness is going to take over her life for the rest of the day. So that's why we're doing these training exercises, because the byproduct of being able to have that focus and stay there no matter where you go or whatever happens is that throughout the rest of the day, when she's on free time, she's calmer, less easily triggered to be reactive, less barking, less craziness, and also more willing to do everything for you the first time you tell her to. So now I'm releasing her off the mat. I'm going to stand next to her, pat my leg and say, okay. And then if I'm going to release her, I'm going to say sit, and then release her from a calm sit stay. You never release them up off the mat to run off. She's still on the clock until she sits, and we release her from a calm sit stay. Go. Come here.